I'm aware that you've written a book, Letters to Perverse University, and the title is provocative enough that I perused it, and granted I didn't read the whole book, but my takeaway from it, well, I realize it's kind of a satire, I believe, on writing to Satan's minions and how they are undermining American values in the United States. But my takeaway was that this maybe reflected your belief that liberal professors in the United States in higher education are undermining American values. And I would want you to comment. Is my takeaway correct or not?
I hope you bought the book. Did you?
I'm sorry, I didn't buy the book.
Oh, good grief. He doesn't have a right to comment on that, does he? One of the scholars that influenced me probably most in college was C.S. Lewis. I loved his Screwtape Letters, and I kind of fell in love with satire. So I've written a book, called Letters from Perverse University. It's satirical, and it reflects one particular position. I in no way believe that liberals or liberal faculty are trying to undermine a college or the country. They have a position. I would be concerned if that's the only position that was heard. I think all positions need to be heard. All worldviews have respect. And so I simply wrote from one particular position, one particular worldview. I'm not saying that's the one that needs to prevail. I'm not saying it's the only one. I'm not saying the liberals are wrong about that. I'm just saying that's one. I wrote it to provoke people to think about those issues. I'd love to have somebody else pick it up. I'd love to debate all the issues with you, but I can't do that. But it was fun writing. In fact, I continue to write those letters.
I'm not sure if anyone else wants to comment on that, but no?
I haven't read the book, so I don't know.
All right.
I will say, though, I don't know if anybody's going to ask particularly about diversity, but I think the college is doing a great job in opening up diversity. I applaud it. And I think that we need to continue to research different topics and show the whole spectrum if possible. Our students certainly need to be educated in matters of all different topics, and then they can decide for themselves how they look at these different topics. But I think the diversity of the college is fine. I've had ethnic students in my classes, loved them. It was fun working with them, learning about their beliefs, their traditions, their cultures, and so I think it's great.
I have a blog.
Because I did read that book as well. And saying that you played around, Dr. Harvey, with ideas and that it was fun, I think is a little bit problematic. And that's because in that book, you posit that women aren't equal with men, which has deep meaning to our female students and our male students, right? As well as female faculty and female staff members. The other thing that you posit as well in that book is that African Americans should thank white people for freeing them from slavery. And as a historian, that's incredibly offensive to me, as well as, the United States. And, within that as well, you actually said in the book that black people should be happy that they were slaves, or you at least imply that black people should be happy that they were slaves because at least now they're in the United States, and that at least they're not in a third world undeveloped country wishing they were here. Now, we have black students at this college, we have white students at this college, we have Christian students, and don't even get me started about what you had to say about Episcopalians and Catholics and everything else in this book. We have female students, we have male students, and as much as the Board of Trustees might not want to feel like they're role models, and their models of behavior in classrooms, and their models of behavior on campus, and their models of behavior in how our community sees us and interacts with us, I guess my question is to everybody. I want to know if you're committed to diversity and inclusivity, real inclusivity, not adding another voice in or making sure one voice is heard. I want to know that my Board of Trustees members believes that I'm equal with men at this college. And I want to know that they understand history and that they support our students and they respect our students and they think our students are smart and vibrant and dedicated like they are. So that's my question to everybody.
I think you mischaracterized, sadly, what I wrote. Now, I have a right to opinions. On the slavery thing, Wilberforce was white. 600,000 Americans died freeing the slaves in this country. So I'm not the only one that holds that opinion, but I have a right to that opinion. You can disagree with that opinion. We can sit and argue about it. But that doesn't mean that I'm a bad guy because I hold that opinion, right? I have a strong, positive opinion about. Fine, ask the question. I feel strongly about and positively about women. I don't know where you picked up. You may have mischaracterized or misinterpreted what I was trying to say. The book that you two, did you buy the book? No. Oh. Okay. That book represents a worldview that I hold. I have a right to hold it as you do yours, as everybody else in this room does theirs. I simply express some of the opinions that I have in a satirical way to stimulate discussion and thought. And people have a right to come to me and say you're dead wrong, and I'll discuss it with them. That's academic freedom. And if I were a professor on this campus and I had written that book, it seems to me you should respect that, right?
I have no problem with the fact that you wrote it.
Good, then why ask the question?
Because I'm asking you if you support inclusivity on the campus. If those opinions, I guess what I'm worried about is those opinions. I mean, do you see that as maybe coming into conflict with supporting people, as you said, right, with different ideas, or our students who, you know, at certain points in the book, it does seem like you're attacking certain groups of our students.
I'm not attacking. Don't use that word. I didn't attack anybody in that book. I expressed some viewpoints. I'm for inclusivity. I think I expressed that. I'm for academic freedom. I happen to believe that the worldview I hold has been discriminated against in higher education in some places, the way Michael Bloomberg mentioned it. 80% of the faculty members in public universities in this country are liberal or voted for Obama. Now that seems to me to give a liberal tint to academic freedom in this country. Conservatives are not represented equally on college campuses. In fact, some are discriminated against and have to go to court, as one did in North Carolina, just to get tenure, which he richly deserved. And the court said, yes, they discriminated against you because of your worldview. So the worldview that I represent is a minority on the campuses. I would like to have it treated warmly, friendly, and equally with yours.
Okay. Do any of the candidates want to go ahead?
Yes, thank you. Jim and I do not agree on everything. I just said a few minutes ago that I heartily endorse diversity. I have seen it in the classroom. I enjoy it. I learn from diversity. I had students of different backgrounds, and the discussions, the content that they brought to the classroom discussion was enriching. And so I highly support diversity and inclusivity. Thank you.